Tamil Nadu will be #1 industrialized state, asserts the Deputy Chief Minister. The swine flu strengthens its tentacles in the southern states as 2 more cases confirmed in Bangalore. Mahalinga's body handed over to the family, autopsy report awaited. And M.F. Hussein's painting sells for rupees 3.1 crore at the Christie's. Hello, you're watching the Southern News with me, Luqman Khan. In the news tonight, the deadly swine flu is spreading its tentacles fast in Bangalore. 2 cases of H1N1 flu have been confirmed in Bangalore today. The 3-year-old and her 29-year-old mother were diagnosed with the flu 2 days after the return from New Jersey. The mother and the daughter had been quarantined on Saturday. Now both the mother and her child are in the isolation ward in Bangalore. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry is holding a joint monitoring committee meeting today along with other experts from the WHO, the World Health Organization and the National Institute of Communicable Diseases. While in Hyderabad, 3 more persons with swine flu symptoms were admitted to the Government General and the Chest Hospital on Saturday. 2 of the suspects are children below 10 years of age who came to the hospital with their mothers. Since their mother had no symptoms of the swine flu, she was not quarantined. Another suspect, a 24-year-old PG student from Austin in the US, got admitted at the hospital as he developed symptoms of the flu on Saturday. A family of 5, including a 6-month-old infant, was quarantined at the Chennai airport for suspected swine flu symptoms on arrival from the United States. Officials said that after routine investigation, it was found that they were not carrying the deadly virus. The mystery over the missing nuclear scientist Mahalingam finally came to an end as his body was retrieved from the River Kali in Karwar by the naval divers. Now, the naval divers did find his body finally. Mahalingam, a scientist in the Kaiga nuclear plant, had gone missing on the 8th of June. His body was recovered at 10 p.m. on Saturday. His family members reportedly identified the body. Later, after the post-mortem, the body was handed over to the family members. For more on that story, we'll cross over live to speak to Soumya Balan, who is our correspondent in Bangalore. Now, Soumya, tell us something about the autopsy report. When is it likely to be made known?
Ali, the autopsy report is likely to be out only by tomorrow. The officials are also saying, police officials are also saying the same. According to them, the body has been handed over to the family and his last rites have been completed. But then we will have to wait. Any time tomorrow, the autopsy report will be out, Ali. Right.
Now, when his body was found, did they see any marks on that?
Well, the intelligence said that his body was fully evaluated. It was very difficult for anybody to recognize his body. His face was fully evaluated. Even for his family members, it was very difficult. But then they could do it just because they could identify his finger ring and his clothes, because he didn't even at the time, according to the police report made by Mahalingam's wife, on the 8th of June morning when Mahalingam left for jogging, he had not even carried his wallet or any kind of identity card or anything that could reveal who this person is, who Mahalingam's identity. So this is how they could identify his body. It was through his finger ring and through his clothes, Ali.
Right now, Soumya, we are getting reports wherein the family has already asked for the DNA test, the reports and stuff. Now, is the family suspicious of the cause of his death?
Well, Ali, the police, excuse me, the police are saying from their point that suspicious death is a little doubtful, because if it's a case of kidnapping or if it's a case of abduction, then the family had to receive any kind of ransom calls, which they haven't. It's been 6 whole days. So the family is demanding for the DNA test, because like I said, the body is unable, it's extremely unrecognizable. that is the reason why they wanted to get a proper confirmation that it was Mahalingam. That is the reason why the family is seeking for a DNA test. Ali?
Right, we gather that. Thank you very much for the update, Soumya. We will return to you later on that story. Please do keep a track of that. That was Soumya Balan, our correspondent from Bangalore, reporting on that the death of the scientist, his body finally being recovered. Now, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Y. S. Rajashekar Reddy, urged the Government of India to advise the Planning Commission to provide financial support to the Arogyasri scheme. The scheme is a centrally sponsored on 70 ratio, that is 30 cost sharing basis, that is 70-30 is the basis. The official said that Dr. Reddy had written a letter to the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and the Union Minister for the Health and Family Welfare, Ghulam Nabi Azad. The Chief Minister requested the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh to depute a central team to study the scheme in depth. The BJP would soon prepare an action plan for the future to revise its fortunes in Andhra Pradesh, where it has won just 2 assembly seats in the recently concluded elections. State President Bandaru Dattatreya said the plan of action would be finalized during the party's State Executive Committee meeting to be held at the Nizamabad on the July 5th and 6th. Prior to the State Executive meeting, senior party leaders would meet and prepare a draft plan. It would be attended by senior leaders like Bangaru Luqman, M. Venkaiah Naidu, in charge of AP Affairs Prakash Javadekar, and V. Satish. A report on the AP election results would be submitted at the BJP National Executive meeting to be held in Delhi on the 20th and 21st of June.
पार्टी आंध्र प्रदेश में चुनाव होने के बाद अपने चुनावों को विश्लेषण करने के लिए पूरा हर जिला में जो है एक स्पेशल ऑब्जर्वर को भेजकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी इलेक्शन कैसा हुआ, उसमें भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कारकुनों कितने काम करे, लीडर्स कितने काम करे, ये सब पूरा तैयार करने के लिए सारे 2-3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट छोड़ के सभी जिलाओं का.
Meanwhile, voices of dissidents are coming out from the Telangana Rashtra Samiti. The Mahbubnagar District President Yennam Srinivas, Nalgonda leader J. Balakrishna Reddy demanded replacement of the TRS President K. Chandrasekhar Rao. They demanded that the reins of the party should be handed over to senior party leaders and KCR have to step down from the party's top post. They demanded to organize the state committee meeting immediately. In other news, Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today asserted in Trichy that the state would emerge as the country's top industrialized state. He told reporters that priority would be accorded to industrial projects and it would be the dominating issue in the next assembly elections. New announcements would be made while introducing the industrial bill. Stalin said 3,000 acres of land had been acquired from the Perambalur SEZ, which is expected to take off very soon. Priority also would be given to the establishment of the IT parks in the state, including one near Trichy. Efforts are also being taken to ensure that power supply would be restored for longer periods. He also urged the respective districts collectors to coordinate with all the agencies towards achieving their goals.
பரிகாரங்கள் நிச்சயமாக காணப்பட இருக்கிறது. அதற்கான இடங்கள் எல்லாம் தேர்வு செய்யப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. ஏறக்குறைய 3000 ஏக்கர் அதற்குரிய இடங்கள் எல்லாம் பெறப்பட்டிருக்கின்றன. விரைவில் அதற்குரிய பணி.
We'll slip into a very short break at this point. We will return with more news after a very short break. Welcome back. You're watching the Southern News. The final results of the coveted post for the AP-PSC Group 1 have come out recently. A sub-inspector of police working in a local Narayanagura police station, Venkat Murali, has secured the first rank in the Group 1 services exam. Murali hails from a small village of the Kadapa district. Murali shared his success with the HYTV and said us that he was inspired by the astronaut Kalpana Chawla.
कमीशन ने अपने नतीजे घोषित किए। इसमें आंध्र प्रदेश के रहने वाले पुलिस विभाग में काम कर रहे हैं वेंकट मुरली जी ने टॉप किया है। वे अभी हमारे साथ मौजूद है, चलिए उनसे जानते हैं उनके विजय का रहस्य।
2002 में कल्पना चावला मैडम का एक कोटेशन मैंने पढ़ा है। वो कोटेशन में यह है, अगर हम जो जीत के लिए, जो टारगेट के लिए, जो लक्ष्य के लिए का कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बीच में छोटे छोटे विजय भी हासिल हो जाता, छोटे छोटे विक्ट्रीज। ये विक्ट्री में मज़ा लेते लेते वो टारगेट अगर हम भूल जाएंगे तो इधर ही पड़े रहेंगे। तो ये छोटे छोटे जीत को मज़ा लेते हुए अपना टारगेट को कभी नहीं भूलना, ये कोटेशन मुझे बहुत अच्छा इंस्पिरेशन हुआ है। और मेरी ज़िंदगी में मेरे एज ग्रुप के हिसाब से AR रहमान एंड सचिन तेंदुलकर मेरे एज ग्रुप के नज़दीक हैं और वो लोग अपनी अपनी उसमें जो वर्ल्ड पीक स्टेज प्रोग्रेस उन्होंने दिखा। ये प्रोग्राम देखने वाले कोई भी जो एस्पिरेंट्स जो जॉब्स में ग्रुप्स और सिविल्स एस्पिरेंट्स होंगे उनके लिए यूज़फुल भी हो सकता। मैं जॉब करते हुए ये नौकरी में आने के लिए कोशिश किया हूँ, आ चुका हूँ। तो मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ जो डिपार्टमेंट में अगर ज़्यादा टाइम मिल रहा है उनको, वो लोग ज़्यादा छुट्टी लेने की ज़रूरी नहीं पड़ेगी। एक दिन में अगर 6 घंटे का टाइम उनको मिल रहा है तो वो नौकरी करते हुए भी कर सकते।
Words of wisdom from the topper over there. Now, a full-fledged unit of the National Security Guard Commando would become operational in Chennai shortly. Tamil Nadu DGP KP Jain said in Chennai on Sunday that the commandos are expected to arrive by next week. Jain said that the department has recently purchased one high-tech boat at a cost of 2.1 crore rupees for the surveillance in the coastal areas. Another 12 out of the 24 which are required boats would be added in the 6 months for the 12 coastal police stations. The centre was allocating funds for modernization. The AIADMK leader Jayalalitha said she would continue to oppose the controversial Setu Samudram shipping canal project as she believed that it would seriously affect the marine ecosystem. She said that the project poses a threat to the livelihood of the fishermen. Earlier, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi had said that the centre would make efforts to speed up the implementation of the project. Work on the project has been stalled as the Supreme Court has reserved orders on it and had appointed an expert committee headed by the noted environmentalist R.K. Pachari. Union Textile Minister Dayanidhi Maran called for the certain tax incentives for the textile industry so as to provide relief to the sector that is hit by the economic slowdown. He said this while formally releasing a study report, Impact of Economic Slowdown on Textile and Clothing Industry, in New Delhi that was. Maran also noted that efforts are on to get exports regain, in fact, the earlier growth, which was about 7 to 8%. The much-awaited Bandra-Worli Sea Link to be opened shortly in Mumbai. It's an ambitious 8-lane twin carriageway built over the Mahim Creek of Arabian Sea. Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ashok Chavan inspected the site with his deputy Chhagan Bhujbal. Chhagan Chavan was also with him. Now, he also informed that the government would finalize the bids for the Worli to Haji Ali Sea Link next week.
Thank you. Also is in progress. We are this is Wednesday. We have called a special meeting in Mantralaya, and the next phase between Worli to Haji Ali also will be decided on that day. The government has received the bids for that, and I'm hopeful by this Wednesday.
We will slip into another very short break at this point. We have got more news, but after the break.
Watch the excitement HY Tech on HY TV every Sunday at 1 p.m.
Welcome back. You're watching the Southern News. Now for some news from the World T20 Cup in England. In the T20 Cup, it is a do-or-die battle for India and England, who will take on each other in the ICC World 2020 match today. The teams will have to put their best to make their way to the semi-final. The team England and India have both the teams have tasted defeat, and they have tasted defeat in fact in the first match of the Super 8 stage. Today's match is crucial for them, and it will decide the entrant for the semi-final. A 1960 painting by M.F. Hussain fetched a whopping 3.1 crore rupees at Christie's South Asian Modern and Contemporary Art Sale. It witnessed 76 lots of celebrated artists going under the hammer for 18.98 crore rupees. Pakistani artist Rashid Rana's red carpet got the second highest price of 1.3 crore rupees at the auction. Ram Kumar's untitled Banaras sold for 1.04 crore rupees. The Ragamala series oilwork on canvas features visual interpretations of Indian musical modes. The series captures Hussein's continuous fascination with the rasa or aesthetic rapture. The interdisciplinary nature of music, sculpture, dance, painting and films involved are providing enormous inspiration. Hussain at the time of 1950s and 60s and his Ragamala series were all inspired by that. It embodies the masterful usage of his most recognizable pictorial elements. Meanwhile, Hussein's other works, The Preacher at Makkah and Untitled Horses, fetched impressive bids as well. In the wake of strained relations between nuclear arch rivals India and Pakistan, artists sing together. In fact, they sang together for the Bhaichara or brotherhood, spreading the message of friendship and harmony between both the countries. Bhaichara sees Indian singer Romi and one of the Pakistan's prominent female singer Naseebo Lal lend their voices to spread the message of peace. The singers hope their song would help propagate the message of harmony and peace. Efforts being done over there to bring the two countries together. A floating store has been launched in Kuttanad of Kerala, which probably is the one and only of its kind in India. The retail store named Triveni is an initiative of the Kerala State Cooperative Consumers Federation Limited. Let's take a look at the story.
An apex body of consumer cooperatives in Kerala has come forward with a unique initiative. To ease the woes of almost 1 million people living in the vicinity of the backwaters of Kuttanad region, they formed a floating retail store. This unique store, named Triveni, has shelf space of around 1,000 square feet.
There are more than 10 lakhs people residing in this area, this Kuttanad backwaters. Most of the places there are no road access and all. They are denied of the facilities. They have to go to town and they have to spend a lot of money for having their shopping. During this, with this novel idea, this implementation of this novel idea, this floating Triveni will go to their doorsteps and deliver good quality products at a reasonable price.
The floating store operates from 8 in the morning till 6 in the evening. Considering the economic background of the prospective customers, the store offers a 2% discount on all commodities. They also have a plan to increase the discount rate to 3% in the near future for customers belonging to the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes.
അമ്പലപ്പുഴ നിർക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ പോകണം ബസ് കയറി പോകണമായിരുന്നു ഇതിപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത് വരുവാണെങ്കിൽ വളരെ സൗകര്യമായിരിക്കും.
The store is equipped with internet and powered by solar energy. Considering certain unique aspects related to Triveni, the Consumer Fed has approached the Guinness Book of World Records to endorse these facts in their next edition.
അതായത് ഓപ്പൺ മാർക്കറ്റിൽ കിട്ടുന്നതിനേക്കാളും വില കുറച്ച് സാധനങ്ങൾ സർക്കാരിൻ്റെ സാധനങ്ങൾ ഗുണമേന്മയുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ കിട്ടുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ആളുകൾ അതിനോട് ആകർഷിക്കും ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉപകാരപ്രദമായിരിക്കും റിമോട്ട് ഏരിയയിൽ ഇപ്പം ഞങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ആ വിഷയമില്ല അത് ഓപ്പണായിട്ട് പറയാം.
Those small boats selling fruits and vegetables in the floating markets are a common sight in countries such as Vietnam, Thailand and Venezuela. Triveni seems to be the only full-fledged retail store, the first of its kind in God's own country, Kerala. Bureau Report, HYTV.
Well, that is all we have time for now. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned to HYTV for more updates. Bye for now.